Shalom, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. This is Tehila from the Kifar. We are going to continue on with our Hebrew verbs lessons. So we've done so far 3 different groups within the Paal Binyan, and then our last video was actually a review. And so now we're going to go ahead and move on to another group, again, also within the Paal Binyan. So we're going to use the verb to hear to illustrate the new sound pattern that you're going to learn today. But of course, as always, we're going to start with a review of the exercises that I gave you in the last lesson. So this time I gave you 5 different sentences to translate into Hebrew, and you had to conjugate the verbs that I provided in the infinitive in order to do that. So the first one was he learns, and to learn is lilmod. So to find the shoresh, we get rid of the initial lamed, get rid of that vav, and we get lamad. So lomed, lomedet, lomdim, lomdot. We have he, which is a masculine singular pronoun. So hu lomed means he learns. Number 2, she judges. We have lishpot. Get rid of the lamed and the vav. That gives us shafat is our shoresh. Shofet, shofetet, shoftim, shoftot. She is feminine singular, so we need the shofetet. So he shofetet is she judges. Number 3, we masculine build. Okay, so build, to build is livnot. Get rid of the lamed, the vav tav that we see at the end becomes a hey, so that gives us a shoresh of bana. So boneh, bona, bonim, bonot. In this case, we have we, which is plural, and it's masculine. So anachnu bonim. Number 4, they steal. Steal, lignov is to steal. Get rid of the lamed and the vav that gives us ganav, gonev, gonevet, gonvim, gonvot. In this case, we have they feminine, so that's feminine plural. So hen gonvot. And the last one is I buy. To buy is liknot. Get rid of the lamed, the vav tav becomes a hey that gives us a shoresh of kana. So koneh, kona, konim, konot. And now the answer in this case depends on who you are. So the way that I would say I is different from the way that a man would say I. So for me, I would say ani kona, okay, because that's feminine singular. And a male would say ani kone, because that's masculine singular. Okay, so the answer depends on your gender. So just pick whichever verb conjugation fits your gender. All right, so let's look at the verb groups side by side again. We have the first regular group. Our sound pattern is o'e, o'eet, o'im, o'ot, like ochel, ochelet, ochlim, ochlot. Our acha verb group are verbs where the shoresh, the middle letter of the shoresh, is an aleph, hey, chet, or ayin. Okay, and so the masculine and feminine singular sound patterns are the same as group 1, but when we get to plural, it changes to o'ain and o'aot. So we're adding an a sound underneath that middle letter. So ohev, ohevet, ohavim, ohavot. And the third group that we did is the vav tav group, where the infinitive of the verb ends in a vav tav. We switch that to a hey, and our sound pattern is o'e, o'a, o'im, o'ot. So ro'e, ro'a, ro'im, ro'ot. All right, and here we have the groups again lined up. So our regular group examples, le'echol, which is to eat, ochel, ochelet, ochlim, ochlot, la'azor, ozer, ozeret, ozrim, ozrot, lishmor, shomer, shomeret, shomrim, shomrot. Hopefully you're starting to hear the patterns. So for group 2, those are the acha verbs. I'll just do the plural since that's where it differs. We have ohavim and ohavot. For lish'ol, we have sho'alim and sho'alot. And livchor, we have bocharim and bocharot. And group 3, that's the vav tav verbs, where the infinitive ends in a vav tav. So for lirtzot, we have rotze, rotza, rotzim, rotzot. For lirot, we have ro'eh, ro'a, ro'im, ro'ot. And for lishtot, we have shoteh, shotah, shotim, shotot. So we're going to move on now to a new group, group 4, and this we're just going to call ends in ayin. So this group is made up of verbs whose shorashim, their roots, end in ayin. So it doesn't matter what the first 2 letters are, it ends in ayin. And so if it ends in ayin, it falls into this group, and we're going to use this new sound pattern. And to illustrate this, we're going to use the verb lishmo'a, which means to hear. So lishmo'a, this is the infinitive, to hear. And to find the shoresh, we're going to go back to the same 2 rules that we used for the first 2 groups. Okay, first step is always to get rid of that lamed, and the second step is to get rid of that vav. So that gives us the root of shama. Shama is the root of the verb to hear. And here we see that it ends in an ayin. So that means it's going to fall into this group 4 that we're learning now, and we're going to use this sound pattern that I'm going to show you right now. So when it comes to the plural, both masculine and feminine, this is a sound pattern that you already know, o'im and o'ot. The masculine and feminine singular is where it changes. So for masculine singular, it's o, e, a. Okay, so we're used to 2 syllables, o, e, for masculine singular. Here we have 3, so o, e, a. Our feminine singular sound pattern is o, a, at. O, a, at. Okay, so don't confuse it with o, e, et, our group 1 and group 2 sound patterns. This is o, a, at. So o, e, a, o, a, at, o, im, and o, ot. Okay, so masculine singular, our sound pattern is o, e, a, with the letters of our shoresh that gives us shomea, shomea. Our feminine singular sound pattern is o, a, at, with the letters of our shoresh that gives us shoma'at, shoma'at. All right, so we have shomea, shoma'at, and then we have o'im, so with the letters of our shoresh that becomes shom'im, and o'ot for feminine singular, shom'ot. Shomea, shoma'at, shom'im, shom'ot. All right, so some sentences. He hears, or he is hearing, hu shomea. Hu shomea. She hears, or she is hearing, he shoma'at. We hear, or we are hearing, anachnu shom'im, and this is a masculine plural. And remember that masculine plural also goes for mixed groups. And hen shom'ot, they, feminine, are hearing, or they hear. So now I want to show you, just compare some of them side by side. So we have our regular group, o'e, o'et, o'im, o'ot. We have our vav tav group, where the infinitive ends in a vav tav. That changes to a hey, and then we have o'e, o'a, o'im, o'ot. And then we have, with this group that we just did, where the root ends in an ayin. So don't confuse the root ending with an ayin with the infinitive ending with an ayin. So in this case, the infinitive also happens to end in an ayin. But there are verbs that fall into this category where the infinitive does not end in an ayin. So if you rely only on the infinitive, it's going to throw you off at some point. So instead of looking at the infinitive, I want you to focus on the root the way that I've taught you today. So if the root of the Paal verb ends in an ayin, then it falls into this group, and this is the sound pattern that it takes. O, e, a, o, a, at, o, im, o, ot. Shomea, shoma'at, shom'im, shom'ot. All right, so I'm actually going to give you 2 sets of exercises today. You can do one, you can do both of them, completely up to you. So the first one is what you're used to. I'm going to give you 2 verbs that I want you to conjugate using what you learned in this lesson. And so the first verb is going to be linso'a, which is to travel. And the second verb is likro'a, which is to rip or tear. Okay, so you have linso'a and likro'a to conjugate. For the second exercise, I did a video last week. So, I alternate between verbs and vocabulary videos. So last week's video was a vocabulary video, and we learned about direct object pronouns. So you're going to need to know what that is in order to complete this one. So I hope that you'll go watch the video and learn about it and come and try this exercise. But if not, feel free to skip it. So I'm going to give you 4 different sentences using the verbs that we've done in the verb video. So none of these verbs are new. We've learned and conjugated these verbs in the verb videos, and use the direct object pronouns that you learned in the direct object video, and the link to that is below in the comments, and translate these sentences from English to Hebrew. So try it, and of course, as always, we'll go over it. So before we go, FYI, if you're on Instagram, I do a Hebrew word of the day every day, and every month, I started it this month actually, and every month has a theme. So this month's theme was feelings and emotions, and so I have a few theme options for next month, and if you would like to learn about a particular topic, then you should definitely make sure to vote. The link to that is also in the description of the video below. And the voting closes on the 24th, so Saturday night. So let me know what your interests are. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Like, share the video, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. And I will be back in 2 weeks with another follow-up video, and we'll continue learning another Paal group. There are several, so hang in there. We are almost done. So if you have questions, you can email me, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I will see you next week for our vocabulary video, or in 2 weeks